While there are plenty of places in the world that would easily pass as the reflection of paradise, there are others where one is not even advised to tread owing to unknown dangers that lurk in every corner. Here, we have talked about 12 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. 12. Death Valley, USA. If the Earth is our home, then Death Valley is its scorching hot oven. This stunning desert holds the record for the highest temperature ever recorded on our planet, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees centigrade. No matter how tough you are, the blazing sun and searing heat of Death Valley will make you exhausted very quickly. Without water, you can live here for only 14 hours. In this below sea level basin, steady drought and record summer heat make Death Valley a land of extremes. Yet, each extreme has a striking contrast. Towering peaks are frosted with winter snow. Rare rainstorms bring vast fields of wildflowers. Despite its morbid name, a great diversity of life survives in Death Valley. 11. The Danakil Desert, Eritrea. Baking temperatures that often top 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees centigrade, numerous active volcanoes, geysers that spit toxic gases. It's hard to imagine a more brutal landscape than Africa's Danakil Desert. Most people would probably consider this terrible place a literal hell on earth, but it still attracts lots of brave adventurers from all around the world. Just keep in mind that visiting the Danakil Desert on your own, without an experienced guide, is strictly forbidden. It's been called one of the most alien places on Earth, a gateway to hell, and, in the words of British explorer Wilfred Thesiger, a veritable land of death. The sulfurous hot springs, acid pools, steaming fissures and salt mountains of the Danakil Depression resemble scenes from a science fiction movie. But the area is very real, and it's one of Ethiopia's top attractions. One of the hottest places on Earth by average daily temperature, as well as one of the lowest, over 400 feet below sea level, the Danakil Depression entices three main types of people to the area: salt miners, scientists and travelers. 10. Mount Washington, USA. The summit of Mount Washington holds the world record for the fastest winds on the surface of the Earth. The highest recorded speed here is 203 miles per hour, 327 kilometers per hour. The strong winds, however, are not the only concern in this area. The freezing temperatures that can drop as low as -40 degrees and continuous heavy snowfalls make Mount Washington a very dangerous place. Despite its modest height, 6,288 feet, 1,917 meters, Mount Washington is one of the world's deadliest peaks. The loads that the human body experiences at the top of it can be compared to the ones it would experience on the peak of Mount Everest. Landform that rises prominently above its surroundings, generally exhibiting steep slopes, a relatively confined summit area, and considerable local relief. Mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning. Very rarely do mountains occur individually. In most cases, they are found in elongated ranges or chains. When an array of such ranges is linked together, it constitutes a mountain belt. 9. Sinabung Volcano, Indonesia. This is an active volcano situated on the Indonesian island of Sumatra. Eruptions occur here very frequently, often leaving thousands of people without shelter or livelihood. The nearby towns and villages have been completely covered in lava and ash several times already, in 2010, 2013, 2014 and 2015. The latest explosion occurred February 27, 2016. That eruption ejected a deadly cloud of volcanic gas, stones, and ash to a height of 2,500 meters. And no one knows what will happen there tomorrow. 8. Ilha d'Água Grande, Snake Island, Brazil. Hidden somewhere off the coast of Brazil, this island is widely recognized as the most dangerous place on the planet. The reason for this is quite simple. This place is full of one of the most venomous snakes in the world, Bothrops. Researchers estimate that about 5 snakes per square meter live on the island. There are several stories of people succumbing to the deadly predators in no time at all. One of these stories recalls a lighthouse keeper who was attacked by the snakes and died. Snake Island's lighthouse has been automated ever since that fatality, and the Brazilian government has prohibited any visitors from setting foot there. Almost 93 miles away from downtown Sao Paulo is Ilha d'Água Grande, also known as Snake Island. The island is untouched by human developers for a very good reason. Researchers estimate that on the island live between 1 and 5 snakes per square meter. Might not be so terrible if the snakes were, say, 2 inches long and non-venomous. The snakes on Quimada Grande, however, are a unique species of pit viper, the golden lancehead. The lancehead genus of snakes is responsible for 90% of Brazilian snakebite-related fatalities. The golden lanceheads that occupy Snake Island grow to well over half a meter long, and they possess a powerful fast-acting venom that melts the flesh around their bites. 7. Madidi National Park, Bolivia. At first sight, this place looks very picturesque, but it's actually very dangerous. Why? Because it's home to the most poisonous and aggressive fauna in the world. Contact with any of the plants growing in this park can cause severe itching, rash and dizziness. Any cut, or even a small wound, can become infected with tropical parasites. The national park and its neighboring protected areas encompasses a varied landscape of incredible natural beauty, including towering snow-clad peaks of the Andes, cloud forests, and lush green rainforests on the river basins. The height of this landscape ranges between 200 to 6,000 meters above sea level. The Madidi National Park can be accessed from the small North Bolivian town of Rurrenabaque via a ferry ride on the Beni River. 6. Valley of Death, Kamchatka, Russia. The Kamchatka Peninsula, in the Russian Far East, also has its own Death Valley. It's located not far from the famous Valley of Geysers. High concentrations of toxic gases found in this area pose a serious threat to every living thing. Plants and animals die quickly, while people soon start to feel unwell and get a fever, dizziness and chill. The Kamchatka Peninsula, in Russia's Far East, is a volcanic winter wonderland. Snow blankets a chain of eruptive mountains here that showered the land with molten fireworks. It is as beautiful as it is biodiverse, with a myriad of aquatic, aerial, and terrestrial species. But there's lethal trouble in this chilly paradise. In one of its smaller valleys, animals wander in but not out. Predatory scavengers such as wolverines spot an easy dinner. They slink or swoop into the valley, only to die themselves. From lynxes to foxes, eagles to bears, this 1.2-mile-long trough has claimed innumerable victims. But the killer here is a phantom. The dead, whose corpses are naturally refrigerated and preserved, show no traces of external injuries or diseases that would be responsible for their expirations. 5. Bikini Atoll, the Marshall Islands, lost somewhere in the ocean. This island looks like a paradise, doesn't it? But Bikini Atoll was actually home to numerous nuclear testing programs that turned the picturesque island of Bikini into a radioactive wasteland. The inhabitants were forced to abandon their homes, and even today this remains hazardous for living organisms. The abnormally high level of radiation recorded here can cause cancer. The people of Bikini Atoll were moved from their homeland in 1946 to make way for the testing of 23 nuclear weapons by the United States government, beginning with the world's fourth atomic detonation. The subsequent half-century exodus of the Bikini people included a 2-week stay on Rongerik Atoll, where near starvation resulted, and a 6-month sojourn on Kwajalein Atoll, where they lived in tents beside a runway used by the US military. In 1948, they were finally relocated to Kili, a small, isolated, 200-acre island owned by the US Trust Territory government. Numerous hardships have been faced there, not the least of which was the loss of skills required for self-sustenance. Located 425 miles south of Bikini, Kili Island is without a sheltered lagoon. 4. Elephant Kingdom in Chonburi, Thailand. In Elephant Kingdom, Thailand, at a crocodile farm, the owner leases out a small semi-closed raft space for tourists to come visit, see and feed crocodiles. The raft is a thin wooden one balanced on plastic barrels and has net enclosure halfway around it. The shack has a roof too. The people get inside the enclosure and are given fishing rods to feed the crocs. They use beef or meat pieces attached to the rods and dangle the rods before the crocodiles. The reptiles then jump out of the water to catch the meat in their food. There are tourists who also tease the crocs by dangling the meat in front of them and then pulling it up as the hungry animals reach for it. Elephant Kingdom is not as holy and harmless as it sounds. 3. Lake Natron. This lake is better known as one of the most inhospitable areas on Earth. North Tanzania's Lake Natron looks and acts a lot like a lake of fire. The lake's high levels of natron, sodium carbonate decahydrate, make its waters corrosive to human skin and eyes, sometimes reaching a pH level of over 12. The lake also contains red-colored bacteria, resulting in its unique pink-red hues. Even if most species cannot handle the 120-degree lake water, cyanobacteria have made natron their home and turned the lake its trademark reds and oranges. Surprisingly, 2.5 million lesser flamingos call Lake Natron their home, considering that it is one of their only breeding grounds, further making the protection of the lake a priority for the climate. 2. Skeleton Coast. Spread across the south of Angola to the north of Namibia. It stretches from the Canine River, south, to the Swakop River. The Skeleton Coast ranks in the list of the deadliest places on Earth because of its harsh climate, and it offers almost zero chance of survival. The weather, hot winds, and lack of food and water makes it difficult for travelers to explore the silent place. Apart from harsh climatic conditions, the area is filled with bones of numerous animals, bones of whales, elephants, turtles, seals, etc., giving a sour appearance to the place. Apart from natural conditions, human threats, gang violence and robbery make it unfit for tourists to explore the place. 1. Oymyakon. Oymyakon is a small village located in the Oymyakon district in Russia. This place is considered to be one of the most dangerous places because of its extreme climatic condition. The severe temperature makes it impossible for life to sustain in this region. The temperature drops to as low as -40 degrees Celsius, -90 degrees Fahrenheit, making it impossible for tourists or travelers to visit the place safely as not many can survive this temperature. Apart from the heat, people do not visit this place as no vegetables are available and nothing can be grown, so the lack of food is another major issue. Only about 500 people have managed to settle down in this place and survive the bitter cold. Tourists can carry some disease-causing germs. Please like and subscribe featured destinations. Thanks for watching.